Today's story is about a lady named Chandra Levy. Chandra Levy was born in Cleveland, Ohio in 1977 to a Jewish family and grew up in Modesto, California in the Central Valley. Although he did not use the degree to find employment in journalism, he was able to use it to earn a place in the Masters of Public Administration program at the University of Southern California. Since Levy's parents usually spoke to Chandra on the phone every day, they worried when days went by without a call from their daughter, and all of her calls went unanswered. Police initially reassured the Levys that their daughter was likely just traveling for a few days on the spur of the moment, or perhaps leaving with a friend. The Levy family insisted that Chandra called them before embarking on this trip, which would have been atypical in the first place. The police agreed to search Chandra's home. However, the search was mostly superficial as the police did not yet have a search warrant for his computer. The more the police investigated the case, the more it appeared that Chandra didn't just date a lover for a few days. Any number of scenarios can contribute to one of the people in such a relationship killing the other, particularly when the younger of the two is the missing and possibly dead person. The age difference between Condit and Levy was enough to attract police attention. Most importantly, Condit turned out to be a member of the United States Congress. Condit was also seen by most as a family man with good values. He had been married to the same woman for several years and had 2 children at the time of Levy's disappearance. As investigators focused more on Condit and the nature of his relationship with Chandra Levy, they learned that the congressman was having an affair with a flight attendant. In the days after the Levys reported Chandra missing and the investigation into her disappearance began, Chandra's father and aunt told investigators that Chandra was involved in a sexual relationship with Congressman Condit. Condit initially denied the affair to the police, but when evidence was presented to him, he finally gave in and admitted the relationship. Once the press learned of the details, they quickly made headlines in the United States for months. Condit, for its part, after the relationship was recognized, cooperated with the police. Although media attention to Chandra's disappearance diminished significantly after the September 11, 2001 attacks, investigators in the case continued. On the day of his disappearance, Chandra was conducting a series of inquiries into Rock Creek Park in Washington. In any case, the search for Chandra focused on the park, and authorities quickly determined that Chandra would not be found alive. On May 22, 2002, just over a year after her disappearance, Chandra Levy's skeletal remains were discovered in Rock Creek Park. The revelation of the discovery of Chandra Levy's remains once again propelled the case to the forefront of the news cycle. Experts and political pundits theorized as to the significance of the remains' location, and others suggested that police were close to making an arrest. Part of their skepticism stemmed from Gwandik's circumstances. He was a violent gang member in prison for raping 2 women around the same time and in the same park where Chandra Levy's remains were found. Gwandik's cellmate, who was also a member of MS-13, told police and later testified in court that the Rock Creek rapist was also Chandra Levy's killer. When his reporters learned that Gwandik was a suspect in Chandra's murder, a series of articles chronicling the case were published in 2008, focusing on Gwandik as the prime suspect. The stress of the case had taken them both several years, but they were determined to bring justice to their daughter's killer and believed with all their hearts that Gwandik was guilty. Despite the lack of physical evidence linking Gwandik to the murder, most people in the Levy family concurred. The Gwandik defense attorney noted that Morales testified hoping for a reduced sentence and should therefore not be believed. The jury disagreed, and on November 22, 2010, Ingmar Gwandik was convicted of the murder of Chandra Levy. The Levy family was relieved to be able to move on with their lives, and police and prosecutors were confident that the right man would spend the rest of his life in prison for Chandra's murder. Once Gwandik was found guilty of the murder of Chandra Levy and sentenced to life imprisonment, he did what most people do with so much free time and appealed. Gwandik's appellate attorneys quickly realized that not only were there many reasons why their client was given a new trial, but that a number of previously unknown facts did indeed point to Gwandik's innocence. They learned that Morales later admitted in a recording that he committed perjury and never saw Gwandik kill Chandra Levy. The new witness testified that on the last day she was seen alive, at around 3:30 a.m., she heard a woman scream towards Chandra's apartment. This new disclosure, coupled with the discovery that prosecutors failed to provide the defense with key evidence during the Gwandik murder trial, led to the government dropping the murder charge against Gwandik on 28 July 2016. That is enough for this time. See you soon with another true murder story.